Testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Testing.
All right.
Let's see here. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Yo, what is good, YouTube? This is your boy Aaron,
and we are the Courtside View podcast. And today we are live streaming
From the basement.
Yes, from the we in the bando now. We not in the trap right now. We playing. But yeah, we are in a different location, secret location. But yeah, man, we're trying something new. We're live streaming this time, so I hope you guys enjoy. But yeah, let's get down to business because there was a game last night. Matter of fact, there was two. There was a game last night, and then the game before that as well, the other night. So yeah, let's go to last night. It was the Lakers versus the Nuggets, and the Lakers went down 0-2, unfortunately, and we're gonna have to come back. We're gonna have to come back down 0-2. Oh my God! Here's the thing, because I saw what happened. I saw the blitz that took place, and it was the end of the third quarter, right? And that was Jamal Murray. Matter of fact, it wasn't Jamal Murray. It was Bruce Brown. It was Michael Porter Jr. It was KCP, right? And the Lakers and Darvin Ham specifically, the lineups that he put in there, the schematics were just not right at that time, and that's how they came back. So, like for instance, I don't know if it was KCP or if it was Michael Porter Jr. that started it off, but whoever it did, what
I
happened?
want to say it was KCP.
KCP. So like what happened was so I think it was Austin Reeves, whatever guard, Dennis Schroeder, Austin Reeves, right? And they were helping out when Jokic was in the post. I think Roy may have been guarding him. And they were just helping
It
out.
was Dennis Schroeder. He came over to help and then left the three wide open.
And that's what started it off, right? And then all of a sudden, Michael Porter Jr. made a shot in transition. Then you had, Jokic gets a rebound, offensive rebound. Bruce Brown wide open, no contest. And they just kept raining threes. All of a sudden, Jamal Murray gets it going. Nikola Jokic, he was relatively quiet. He was scoring a little bit, but he wasn't doing all much.
He had about 23 or something.
Yeah, not like 9 for 20 or something. So he wasn't like going crazy like that. It was Jamal Murray. It was the role players that really sort of took it home for them. And when Darvin Ham, he sort of he brought back the lineup that was playing well offensively.
What? Anywho.
I don't know. Anywho, I don't know what you're talking about. That's that. Anywho, but anywho, yeah. So like, what happened? Darvin Ham, he thought, okay, let me put back the lineup that got us up by 11. Well, here's the thing. You need somebody to guard Jamal Murray. And when you don't have anybody, and when you have Dennis Schroeder guarding Jamal Murray, guess what? He's going to cook you every time because Dennis Schroeder is too small and he can't, and they keep putting him in the they keep putting him in pick and roll, and he's behind them all the time. So him not putting Vanderbilt in the game was the wrong decision. And that's how Jamal Murray was able to get like 20 points in the fourth quarter because Dennis Schroeder was guarding him. Lonnie Walker was guarding him. All these guards were guarding him. You need a wing defender to guard him. You had your wing defender, but you benched him because
he wasn't doing anything on offense.
Yeah, exactly. But at the end of the day, okay, you put your best offensive players on the floor, but all you're going to do is trade baskets. And the best way for the Lakers to win is get into the free throw line, playing defense. I don't know what the hell he's talking about right now, but anywho, he's probably a bot. I don't know. He's probably a bot in the chat. But anywho, yeah. So, although yes, you want to have your 5 best guys that can score, you're still putting a lot of harm on your defense, and that's how we pretty much lost in that favor. Like I'm expecting next game. I'm expecting more Vanderbilt on Jamal Murray because the first half, matter of fact, the first 3 quarters up until the end, he was relatively average. He wasn't shooting effectively at all. He wasn't very efficient, and we were up by like 3 points. But it wasn't until that fourth quarter when the Nuggets was like, "Hey, we found something. Dennis Schroeder, you can't guard me. You're too small." Is when it just everything fell apart. And LeBron James, oh my God, Here's
Let's go, LeBron. Keep it up. Keep up the good shooting, man.
So here's the thing. So LeBron went 0 for 6 from 3. He was inefficient from the field. He kept settling for outside shots. That drop coverage from Nikola Jokic, for whatever reason, was bothering him. I don't know why. He just couldn't score. And if he's not attacking the basket, he just looks pathetic. Anthony Davis. Oh my God.
Hey, Disney showed up.
Let me say this. So I was, if anybody watched the live stream, they would know how frustrated I was after the first quarter with the box score, specifically Anthony Davis. He had one shot attempt in the first quarter. One shot attempt. How do you let that happen? Your best player on the floor only gets one shot attempt. I knew that was a recipe for disaster. And so when he only gets one shot attempt, when he's not in rhythm, this is what's going to happen. So he has to be aggressive from the jump. You cannot have only one shot attempt, and Austin Reeves has 8. That should not happen. D'Angelo Russell had like 5 shot attempts. That cannot happen. And that's how you lose, because your star players don't show up, and your role players are liabilities, and your coach doesn't make defensive adjustments when you see that the second best player on the Nuggets is killing you. Not Jokic. Jamal Murray's killing you. Looking like 2020 Jamal Murray. Looking like Bubble Murray. 20 points in the full quarter. You have to make adjustments. I don't care that, we need scoring. Well, guess what? All you're going to do is trade baskets. So you're going to have to get stopped somehow. You're going to have to play defense eventually. And LeBron James, he blew, he missed some like layups. He tried a reverse cradle dunk. Why? You're away. Like, who cares about the crowd? Trying to please the crowd. Just get a simple rim grazer dunk, whatever it is. Don't try to be all flashy. Yeah, it was just bad. We had the game in hand. We literally beat ourselves. Like that. Literally, that game was literally sort of a microcosm of how you beat yourself. Your reaction to the game?
You know my reaction. I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was over once the Lakers got up. Like that was up like 12 or something like. I know y'all was up double digits. I thought the game was over. I ain't gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
But then like the end of the third, beginning of the fourth, hold on now.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. These Nuggets got some fight in them. So because all the playoffs previously, you've noticed that when the Lakers go up a certain point, they usually pretty much hold on to the lead for the rest of the game. But this Nuggets team, they're the best. I think they're the best offense left in the playoffs for a reason.
Yeah.
So and Lakers fans, y'all was on Twitter, on social media saying the Nuggets can't keep shooting like this. The Nuggets can't keep scoring like this. We just need to do. I'm like, are you silly? Like, listen to yourself. How did you not think this couldn't be replicated? They didn't even shoot that well up until like the third and fourth quarter.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
And then people say, "Oh, that first game was fake. They're not going to do that again." Please watch basketball. Please watch basketball. Nuggets did what they did. They did what they were supposed to do. They protected home court. 2-0 going back to LA. Game 3 is do or die for the Lakers. And I do think they do instead of die. But game 4, that's the real. That's the real. Lakers haven't lost a home game all playoffs. Let's see if the number 1 seed can change that. I don't think so.
Interesting.
Shout out Jamal Murray, man. 23 in the fourth quarter. It's crazy.
You make valid arguments. The thing that you can't allow the role players to get open for 3. You can keep Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon, hey, you can shoot them threes all you want.
I was confused with
what?
Because y'all was doing the AD pretty much help strategy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like you put the small forward on Jokic. I mean, not small, power forward on Jokic, and then Anthony Davis comes over to help. Mm-hmm. So I was confused when I kept seeing literally everybody else come over to help besides AD.
Nah, like when the guards like they'll come help out. Like I
Yeah,
don't
like
get I don't
I
get
don't
that
get
at
it.
all. That makes no sense to
Like
me.
you're just leaving your man wide open. This ain't Embiid. Embiid not hitting them guys wide. Jokic is going to hit like he's too good of a facilitator for guards to try to come over and help. Doesn't
I
make sense to me.
I agree. I don't get that at all. Like that would piss me off because it was like you guys are playing really well. You're doing a good job containing the 3-point shooters. Then all of a sudden, one of your guards decides to come up and help for why? Like for whatever reason. Just okay. I rather take the 2 than the 3. Like why are you gonna leave an open shooter wide open, especially when it's KCP? Like KCP, he's a knockdown 40% 3-point shooter. Like and he has a quick release. Don't leave him open. If it's Aaron Gordon, I'll live with it. If it's what's his name, Christian Brown, I'll live with it.
He
But
was terrible.
exactly. So if it's a Michael Porter Jr., if it's Bruce Brown, if it's KCP, I can't live with it. I'll let Jokic have the 2. I'm not giving up no 3 because threes, it's like a home run almost, like where you hit one of them, them players gonna feel like they can hit another one.
Yeah.
They're gonna get all that confidence, and you just kept giving them confidence over and over again. And the transition defense was atrocious as well.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Y'all have court defenses stellar, but transition is like ooh.
Because
That's why I think the Kings would have gave y'all a good run for y'all money if y'all played them.
it would have gone to 6.
Yeah, probably.
Would have gone to 6. But the problem is when you play those guys, and it's not like the only guys who are really playing a lot of minutes is like it's like LeBron, AD. Everybody else getting like regular starter minutes. Like Reeves getting like 36.
Reeves and Rui was our best
Yeah,
players
Roy
last night.
Roy was like he got 30. Reeves got 36. So it's not like the guys besides LeBron and AD, everybody else is getting like regular everyday sort of minutes and stuff. So it's no excuse why the transition defense should be like that. And now I can understand Anthony Davis and LeBron because they're playing so many minutes. They have to be good on offense, be good on defense. So it makes a lot of sense. But everybody else, where you at? Like why are they always getting all these transition threes? And that's why the Warriors they tried to play a lot of fast pace, right? In the last series, and they were able to get 2 games on us. This series as well, where the Nuggets they play really well, fast pace, and you see Michael Porter's, you see the Bruce Browns, you see the Jamal Murray's, you see all of them getting transition threes at ease. And when that happens, you're gonna lose 9 times out of 10.
You know what else?
Yeah,
Why was Jokic beating AD up the court literally every time?
that's a
Every
great
time the
point.
fast break, Jokic was pushing it, and AD over this jogging. Y'all just look tired. I know the altitude ain't no joke, but y'all was tired.
We were.
Y'all moving sluggish. It's like
Mhm.
LeBron ain't even moving like that. He only played when LeBron played good on defense. I will
It
admit,
did up
but
until the end.
offensive, he's shooting 0% in the Western Conference Finals.
I know
And he just continues to shoot. It's literally the Dion Waiters quote. I'd rather go 0 for 28.
I don't
Oh,
get it.
man.
I don't get it because it's like you're not making a shot from 3. You've been off and you're still doing it anyway. I get it. You're tired. But how about play off ball more instead of trying to dominate the ball? Let somebody else initiate the offense, get you in the elbow, get you at the free throw line, and then that way all you have to do is take maybe 2 or 3 dribbles to get to your spot instead of having to dribble 6, 7, 8 times to eventually get your shot off. It just doesn't make any sense. And I believe when we get back to LA, when we get out of that high altitude, when we're back at home, I think they'll make the necessary adjustments. Because at the end of the day, it's not like the Lakers are getting blown out off the court. It's really execution late. It's really the fourth quarter. They need to do a better job when it comes to making sure that one, they get into defensive positions. They don't allow the role players to go off. And they also and Darvin Ham also has the right lineups on the floor. But then also the stars have to step up. Stars like LeBron and Anthony Davis have to step up. If they don't step up, then the series is over. There's no way. Like Roy Hashimura being the leading scorer, that should not happen. That should not happen. Now, let's say he's the leading scorer, but like AD scores 20, LeBron scores 20, this guy scores 20. Like, you know what I mean? It's like a everybody eats type of thing, right? Okay, I'm fine. But if it's you shoot like inefficient and he shoots very efficient and the other star shoots inefficient, that's not going to cut it. So when we go back to LA, I expect Darvingham to play Vando more, especially on Jamal Murray. He needs to play him from the jump. Put Vando on Murray from the jump. When Murray's off the floor, you can put Vando on the bench. Let him rest. When Murray's back in the game, put Vando in the game. You cannot let this man go crazy, because if he goes crazy, it's damn near a wrap. Now, I will say that although Murray did go crazy, we didn't get blown out. So the role players also play a part. But at the same time, Murray, I don't know what it is, but whenever he starts playing really well, it just seems like the entire team just plays up, raises their ceiling. So you have to have Vanderbilt on the floor when Murray is on the floor. I don't care if Jokic goes crazy. You can win with Jokic going for 50. When Murray goes for 37, 20 in a quarter, you're going to lose 9 times out of 10. And they have to figure out a way to stop Murray. But yeah, game 3, LA, I think it's Saturday. Got to get it done. So let's transition to.
I want you to talk about, do you think D'Lo is unplayable this series?
I think. That's a great question.
He's creeping on that territory. He's minus 30.
He is. He really is. I don't blame him for the loss though. I thought he had some nice like stretches defensively, but overall from an offensive perspective, he was just awful again. Like he didn't really do much. I feel like his confidence is sort of wavering a little bit. When we go back home, I think he'll definitely raise his level of play because he's being comfortable at home. He seems like one of those guys that play really well at home, but on the road he's a bit iffy. Like he'll give you one game on the road most of the time. Like he gave us one game in Golden State. He gave us one game in Memphis. So he might give us one game on the road, but I highly doubt it, especially against Denver. It seems like for whatever reason, Denver just seems like a different sort of team that we're going up against compared to a Golden State, compared to a Memphis.
They got actual
athletes. Yeah, they do. Yup. Because when Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson, old Klay Thompson, I'll say old Klay Thompson. He's not the same defender. Stephen Curry, Memphis. You had Tyus Jones and Ja Moran, and when those guys are guarding you, I mean, yeah, you're gonna eat. But when you have Denver and the way that they guard, when you have 6'8", 6'9" Michael Porter, when you have Aaron Gordon, when you have Bruce Brown, who are pretty solid defenders, defensively athletic, you know what I mean? It's not going to be a pushover. You're going to have to work for your bucket, and we'll have to see how D'Lo. Oh man, he is teetering on unplayable, because if he can't score, what else is he supposed to be on the floor for? His shot selection is just horrendous. You think he Kobe out there shooting fadeaways and stuff, shooting moving shots? Like, come on, man. Shooting transition threes. Come on, when your shot not falling, like he'll hit 1 3 and then he thinks,
the green light.
He'll hit 1 3 and then he thinks next time down the floor, oh, let me hit this transition 3. Bro, no, fam. No, that's not how it works. This is the playoffs. Every possession is important. So it's getting really close where I'm looking at him like, damn, we might need to bench him, because it's getting out of hand right now.
Y'all plus 30 when he's on the bench.
Exactly. But I will say that although he has been awful, he does give us size. And if Dennis Schroeder is not playing well also, then it's like, okay, who are you gonna put in replace for him? Like, are you gonna put Dennis in, who's not playing well also, or are you just gonna keep D'Lo in, who actually gives us some type of size, whatever, some type of height advantage? So you have to sort of look at it like that. And I don't know, man. At the end of the day, it's gonna come down to, like, how do you stop Jamal Murray and keep these role players at bay? You're not gonna stop Jokic. I don't care what we do. We're not gonna stop Jokic. He's gonna get whatever he wants. It's about Murray and the role players. If we can figure out a way to contain those guys, I believe the offense will take care of itself. But the number one thing is the defensive end. If we can take care of that, then I think we'll win the game. But yeah.
But luckily for you, the Nuggets role players aren't the best on the road.
Mhm.
But then again, the only reason the Suns survived is because they had Devin Booker and KD
Yeah.
picking up the slack at home.
But the good thing about the Lakers,
Are
they
y'all going to get a Devin Booker and KD type performance out of AD and Bron at home?
well, the good thing about the Lakers is that we have other role players actually play. So yeah, I think at home we play a lot better, especially LeBron and AD. But another good thing is that our role players are actually pretty good. That we have some pieces that we can rely on, the Reeves, the Roy. If we can get two of those guys to show up at home, and then a wild card, an X factor, you know what I'm saying, like a Lonnie Walker or a D'Lo, then we're in good shape. And I believe at home we can do that. On the road, but at home, I believe AD and LeBron, they can. I don't think they're gonna go for like 47 and 39, both of them combined. But I think that they will do their damage. They will. You will see a LeBron going for like close to 30. You'll see AD go for 30. I do expect that, but I also expect the role players to show up and LeBron not have to like literally carry the entire team on his back per se, like he did in Cleveland. You know what I mean? So yeah. So let's go to Celtics and Heat, right? Game one. And I'm not gonna lie, if anybody watched the stream, I was appalled at Miami Heat the first half. I was bored. I'm like, you guys are gonna let Jason Tatum keep getting away with this. Like literally, just keep getting away with this nonsense. So if you watch the stream, I was asleep. By halftime, I was like, I was asleep until second half, and I was literally about to close my eyes again. But then all of a sudden, Astrus, Jimmy Butler, Duncan Robinson, Kyle Lowry. Once those guys started to turn up, I woke up. I was like, I had to stand up for a second. I was like, hold on, wait a minute, because stuff got interesting, and the Boston Celtics. Joe Mazzulla. I told you this months ago. I said these media people are really hard on Joe Mazzulla for some reason. I don't know why. I said maybe I heard something about timeouts, whatever, not taking the timeouts. Lo and behold, what is the narrative with Joe Mazzulla not taking his timeouts? Not taking a timeout when teams going on these runs. I think the Heat scored 46 points in the third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
This is the narrative with Joe Mazzulla. The whole press conference with him saying nobody want to talk about the adjustments I made. This is the narrative with Joe Mazzulla, man. And I didn't really know much about it, but now that I'm watching the game, just like all these other Celtics fans, just like all the other Celtic beat writers were watching the game, I see it loud and clear. What the hell is going on? Peyton Pritchard playoff minutes. Peyton Pritchard is guarding Jimmy Butler in the playoff game.
I don't know what that was about.
What is going on? So this is the stuff that would irritate a Celtics fan. And going on Twitter, that's exactly what happened. Peyton Pritchard playoff minutes. But it wasn't just Joe Mazzulla getting out coached, not knowing what he's doing. It was the fact that the star player, the best player on the team, gagged. I'm talking about choked. I'm talking about couldn't score a basket in the fourth quarter. In the second half, only attempted 5 field goals. Jason Tatum. There was this one play. Matt Strus was guarding him. Guess what move he did? Tried to do.
Step back.
Yes. In and out. Oh, step back. Guess what Matt Strus did?
Sat on it.
Yep. Didn't go for it. Clamped his ass. I think he traveled too.
Yep.
He does the same move.
I've
Three moves.
I've been saying it. I'm like, he has 3 moves. Like, what happened to his bag?
Yo, you know what was funny though? On the other hand, Bam Adebayo was doing the same move. He was doing a jab step and then speed boosting, and it worked. I'm like, what? I'm like, what, bro? I think he did it to Robert Williams maybe twice. I'm like, yo, this dude has one move and he does it every time. Jab step, speed boost, and he'll try to drive or he'll do like a fadeaway. That's all he does, and it worked. And so the Celtics are just, you could tell the coaching, the attention, the detail is just not there. The fact that I don't think they have a 500 record at home this playoffs. I think they might have a, I don't know. I forget what it is, but it's bad. They lost to the Hawks at home. They lost to the Sixers at home. They nearly blew the series, but you know the Sixers, they have Doc Rivers as a coach and Joel Embiid and James Harden, so they got left off the hook. But you're playing a team that got heart. You're playing a team that knows how to win. You're playing a team that's best player is a dog. That when he smells blood, he attacks. A certified killer. You're playing a team with the best coach in the NBA. This is a series that you look at it and it's like, okay, how much value does a coach really have on a basketball team? How much value does culture have to a basketball team? How much value does mental toughness have to a basketball team when you're the inferior opponent from a talent perspective? How much value does that have, right? And this series will prove how much value that all those qualities have versus a team that's just as more talented. So it'll be interesting to see if Miami wins this series. Man, I know we're getting the hypotheticals, and I'm sounding like these NBA media people, but But if we're being real, there's no reason the Celtics should lose this series. They have so much talent. But when you have that mental toughness, when you have that underdog mentality, when your best player has no fear at all, and when he's in the playoffs, arguably top 2 best player in the playoffs, and you're the best coach in the NBA, it's going to be very hard. It's going to be very hard. So, man, tonight I cannot wait.
I think the Celtics. It'll be close.
I cannot wait. I want to see how the Celtics sort of rebound after what just transpired. I want to see how Jason Tatum rebounds because you're going up against Jimmy Butler. This is not Joel Embiid. This is not James Harden, who after the first series went to Las Vegas for like a couple of nights. This is not that team. This team, they are locked in. They have to be at a certain body fat percentage in order to play, or else they can't play. That's how locked in they are. That's the Heat culture. They don't mess around with this stuff. And so, man, just your reaction to game 1.
Now, when you said that you was about to fall, you was asleep.
Yes.
In the beginning, I ain't gonna lie. I was like, "This is boring." So I was like, "What is this?" That's why I don't. That's why I don't really like watching Heat games like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of boring basketball, but you gotta respect they're a good team. But I was, this is boring. Then I was like, "Why is Kyle Lowry getting his game off all of a sudden?" Then Strus was hitting shots. Caleb Martin was hitting shots. Kevin Love was hitting shots, and I'm just like, "What the heck is going on?"
Yeah.
And Jason Tatum once again. Where was he at? I don't know. In the fourth quarter, he traveled like 3 times. I don't know what's wrong with this dude. His bozo gene is like dog. This is ridiculous because we know he can be great. We know he can do these historical performances, but he just can't do it consistently. Like, I'm not understanding what his mentality is going into these games.
He's Anthony Davis of wings.
Something like, good grief. And Jaylen Brown, he stunk it up too.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, dude. Remember the whole? Oh, Jaylen Brown might be better than Jason Tatum.
I ain't listen to that. He can barely dribble the freaking ball.
Mm-hmm.
That Celtics team, they just didn't look locked in.
They weren't. They were
I
good.
don't know if they expected to just come in there and just whoop up on the Heat or something, but that's what it looked like.
I always listen. I said this the last round. Oh, let me say this because I we weren't able to sort of react to Game 7, but of the Celtics and Heat series. But one of the things that just frustrated the hell out of me about the Game 7 was the fact that Embiid didn't take advantage of just Al Horford and how slow he is. Like, dude can't move. Like, he's damn near a statue. And one of the things that when you look at Celtics, right, you're like, oh my god, how are they like scoring? Bro, Al Horford is a freaking statue. He's like 36 years old. He has no type of quickness at all. So when I was watching a game and I was looking at Embiid trying to post him up, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, that's all he can do is guard the post. He's a great post defender. And when Embiid, when he started to, like, I think it was during the transition and got the ball almost at the top of the, not top of the key, but at the wing, almost at the 3-point line, he scored back-to-back baskets because he's strong and he's too quick. So when you look at the Celtics, Robert Williams, he's getting exposed for whatever reason. I don't know what the hell's going on with him. And Al Horford as well, because all he can do is really guard the post. He can't really defend on the wing like that. If you're Jimmy Butler, if you're one of these guards that, they can create their own shot and you got a little quickness to you, a little wiggle to you, Horford is not going to be able to cook. No, he's not going to be able to guard nobody on the wing. Why you think Curry was able to take advantage of that drop coverage? Horford can't guard him one-on-one. He too slow. He too old. So yeah, man. Like don't be fooled by brand names. Don't be fooled by the name. Watch the film. Horford is too slow guarding these wings, guarding these guys that can actually get a bucket. But if you're like a big that wants to post up like an Embiid who's stupid as hell whenever Horford is guarding him, then you're gonna lose half of the time. But anywho, I just wanted to get that out of the way. But yeah, the Celtics just name value. We have to like really analyze like every player, because if we just look at the names on the roster, you're gonna be like, oh my god, they're so talented, and they are talented. But you have to like literally like pay attention to some of the things that they do. And Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they just had these lapses on offense where they turn the ball over, where they shoot these tough contested shots. Jaylen Brown last year, I thought he learned from his mistakes when it came to his ball handling issues. Remember, he kept getting stripped, kept dribbling the ball out of bounds and stuff, especially in the finals. Well, it seems like he hasn't learned his lesson because he can't really dribble that good. Also, his handle kind of whack. Let's be for real. Like his handle, like sometimes he'll look cool. Like sometimes he'll pull off some like real flashy stuff, and then the next time you're like, can you dribble at all?
Someone who's a coach that trains like basketball players, he said it's not his handles, it's his footwork that needs to be worked on. I was like, oh, that makes sense.
That's good. That's a good point. It's interesting. Well, anywho, he needs to work on whatever it is because the fundamentals is not working right now. And Jason Tatum, the whole, oh my God, he has a handle. Oh my God, like he has a bag. Like, where is the bag? I don't see it.
Crossover, hezzy, step back three.
I don't see it.
Rinse and repeat for 40 minutes.
I don't see it at all. Well, let's see what they do tonight.
And you know what's funny? Tatum, he was all right when he was driving. He was getting to the cup.
He was.
But he keeps settling for threes. I'm like, I don't know what.
I think
I don't know
fatigue.
Who told him that his game should now revolve around taking step back threes and top of the key. I don't know who told him that, but they need to stop it.
I think just like I know this. I'm comparing LeBron and Jason Tatum. LeBron's 38, Jason Tatum's 25. I think it could be fatigue. That could be a reason why, but there's still no excuse because, dude, you're 25 years old. 25 years old. What the hell you mean fatigue? But that could be the case. But at the same time, you're absolutely right. He needs to do a better job. Shot selection, get into the mid range, do something besides trying to settle for a step back three. There's no reason Matt Strus should be clamping your ass at the fourth quarter. What the hell was that? Trying to do a step back three, bro. He watches the film. You know what? You know what the Miami Heat did? They saw that JJ Redick, Alex Caruso interview. They saw that interview where Alex Caruso was literally telling you how to guard Jason Tatum. They literally that it was like a clip on Instagram. Alex Caruso talking about Jason Tatum's game, and Alex Caruso was he said he was so frustrated watching it was like Celtics in the playoffs. He was like, "Why are you guys guarding him like that?" And literally, the Miami Heat did everything Alex Caruso said. It's unbelievable.
You remember what he said?
Just what exactly what Matt Strus said, talking about when he I think when he dribbles the ball left, he'll settle for like a 3-pointer or a step back or something. And guess what? He dribbled the ball left, step back. Max Strus, not today, because he watched the film. He listened to Alex Caruso. Dude, you need a counter to what you're doing. Like, all he does is he'll do one move and he has no counter to it. Like, I thought you had the bag. I thought ball don't stop. Ball don't stop keeps saying, "Oh my God, this guy right here, he's a 3-level scorer." I don't see the 3-level score. I just see a 1-level score. Sometimes he'll drive to the basket, but that's about it. He trying to be Harden. He trying to be Luka. Even Luka gets to the post sometimes.
Yep.
This guy right here trying to be Harden. Well, guess what? Guess what Harden does in the playoffs? Chokes. So, yeah, man. I don't know how. I still have Celtics in 7.
Yeah. Better dudes theory for this series.
But if Miami Heat wins this series, dude, what the
That's
hell?
That's gonna be. I'm gonna be rooting for the Jimmy Butler ring,
Oh my God!
and then I'm pushing some nasty agendas.
What the hell are the Celtics gonna do if they lose this series? Joe
What
Mazzulla,
can they do?
Joe Mazzulla's gonna be out of here. Who they gonna hire? Who they
Mike
hire?
Budenholzer.
Nah, they're not gonna hire Mike Budenholzer. Who they hire? Like, dude, I know this is like way down the line. I know, like, oh my God, you sound like NBA media people. But literally, like, just the way that they're looking right now, you lose to an AC. Now this AC, man. Imagine if they played the Celtics in the freaking first round, dude. Oh my God. Imagine if the Celtics didn't lose to the Hawks in the first round, and they played the Celtics in the first round. I meant the play-in. If they didn't lose to the Hawks in the play-in. Oh my God. Oh my God. See, Celtics fans would have been sweating. Oh man. Anywho, yeah. Game 2, I expect Celtics to win this game.
They have to. It's over.
I think it's going.
Because the Heat undefeated at home, aren't they?
I think they are. Yeah, they are. Oh, I did say this. I said the Heat are going to have to. They can't win. They can't beat the Celtics with 99, 97 type of game. You can't beat the Celtics only scoring 102 points. You're going to have to score over 110. You're going to have to score about that much. You're going to have to hit shots. And what did they do? They hit shots at the end. They were able to keep the Celtics under 110. And that's what's going to happen because the Celtics are too talented. So if the Heat can continue to hit shots, Kyle Lowry continue to hit shots while turning the Celtics over, it's gonna be really bad for the Celtics because the Heat defensively, they're so good. Like if you watch the game, just watch how Bam Adebayo, like the way that he sort of positions himself and recovers after every shot, after every sort of pass. Like it's incredible just how well coached they are. And damn, imagine if like another superstar goes to the Heat.
Oh,
Imagine if like Embiid goes to the Heat or like Dame goes to the Heat. Dude, the league would be in trouble. I mean, they're still in trouble, but like it would be, hey man, it would be tough. You get Embiid, you get Butler and like Embiid, man. But yeah, I want to go back to the 76ers, right? Because they fired Doc Rivers, expected, right? Everybody knew it was going to happen.
Yep.
I thought they were going to fire him the next day. They gave him another day for some whatever reason. I don't know why. But I don't know if there's another franchise that have fumbled just all the blessings that they possibly had right at their disposal. So the first fumble they made, they chose no. They decided to trade up for Markel Fultz. That was the first mistake. You give up a future first to trade up to get Markel Fultz over Jason Tatum. That was a mistake. Next mistake, you choose Jimmy Butler over Tobias Harris.
You chose Tobias Harris over.
Oh my bad. Yeah. You chose Tobias Harris over. I'm tired. I'm tired right now. You chose because the last time I was sick about Lakers losing. You chose Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler. You gave Tobias Harris $180 million. What the hell were you thinking right there? Mistake number 2. Mistake number 3. You fire Brett Brown. I mean, that wasn't wrong. You were right about that. And you hire Doc Rivers. What? Makes no sense. Mistake number 4. Okay, you get Ben Simmons out of there. Smart move. Dude's trash. But you bring in James Harden? Perennial playoff choker, James Harden? And what does he do? The same thing that Ben Simmons has done in the past in the playoffs. Pass up shots, choke under pressure. Literally, I think it was it game 6? He was literally passing up layups to pass it to other guys. Like, what are you doing? Just come on, man. Floater. Where's the Houston James Harden? Floater game. Where is that? Euro step. Where? Same exact thing as Ben Simmons. It got the coach fired. There's a report that Harden was one of the main reasons Doc Rivers got fired. And the Sixers, I don't even think they consulted. I heard that they didn't really consult with Joel Embiid before firing Doc Rivers. So Joel Embiid had no say. And then we're hearing rumblings about Mike D'Antoni. We're hearing rumblings about maybe Budenholzer. Like, what are we doing? So if Philly replaces Doc Rivers with Mike D'Antoni, that will let me know this franchise is not serious. Because all you did was replace a coach for another coach just like him, except he doesn't have a ring. You replace a perennial playoff choker, Doc Rivers, with another perennial playoff choker, Mike D'Antoni. Where is the improvement? All you're doing is you're putting the same sort of type of players, same sort of type of people in positions. You're just running in circles. You're in the same spot. You think that you're improving by putting new names, but it's the same pieces, just different names. Like that's what they're doing. Your reaction to just the 76ers right now when it relates to firing Doc Rivers, when it relates to also just the history, just the mistakes that they have made in the past as well. Just your reaction.
They might be a cursed organization. Or they're just insanely incompetent. Because this is ridiculous. The 76ers are currently on the mid-2000 Wizards team's trajectory. Can't get past the second round. All this talent can't get past the second round. And as far as the Doc Rivers firing, I think it's justified.
Yeah, it's justified.
First things first. I think it's justified.
Yeah, it's justified.
First things first. You were up 3-2 going home. Couldn't handle business.
Mm-hmm.
Game 7 couldn't handle business.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, your players ain't show up, but like you're still the coach.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do something.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the firing was definitely deserved. Who they hire, I have no clue. I have no clue. I don't know. But who's the GM for the 76ers?
Man, I don't know.
Oh wow.
Whoever it is, I know it used to, Sam Hankey, I think he they trust the process thing. Then they hired Brian Colangelo. He did a horrible job. Then they hired somebody else. I don't know who it is, but I thought that at first it looked like the trade for James Harden was a heist. Which I mean, at the end of the day, you gave up a guy. You traded away a guy that doesn't want to play for a guy that actually is going to play, that led the league in assists, that averaged 20, and that had two great games. He had like 2 40-point games. So if we being for real, James Harden showed up more than Joel Embiid. He actually had a better series than Joel Embiid. So I can't really put all of the blame on James Harden. He did have a lot of blame for it, but I'm not going to put all the blame on him. So at the end of the day, the trade wasn't bad, but it didn't move the needle. You were up 3-2. And guess what? The guy you traded for gagged. Was awful. And Joel Embiid gagged. He wasn't awful, but like he didn't he wasn't the MVP. He didn't look like the MVP. The MVP looks like cubic zirconium right now. It looks fake. That trophy looks fake. It looks like one of them trophies, AAU trophies. That thing not real. That's just fake. And so when you have that, when you have your best player going on the mic, essentially blaming the role players that actually showed up, you say, "Oh, me and James, we can't do it by ourselves." Like, bruh, the role players can't do it by themselves. They need your help. Talking about, "Oh, we can't do it by us." You guys lost by 30 points, game 7. They were up. Remember the set?
They was up. They was up. What, 5 at the half?
Yes, they were up, and then all of a sudden they forgot how to play. I'm not even gonna put all that on Doc. I don't blame Doc Rivers for the loss at all. If I had to put a percentage, I'd probably give Doc Rivers 20%. But James Harden and Joel Embiid, they're gonna have to take the rest of the percentage because they didn't show up at all. Like I said, Joel Embiid, there's no excuse for looking that bad. I think James, he had like 9 points. Embiid, he had like maybe 15 or something. It was bad. You can't do that game 7. MVP? People trying to say, "Oh, Embiid better than Jokic." I never saw it. Oh, because he plays defense. Bruh, it's not just defense. Yes, it's good to be a two-way player, but we're acting like Joel Embiid's defense is godly. Like he's Anthony Davis. Like he's Jaren Jackson. He's okay. Stop trying to overrate Embiid's defense just to propel him over Jokic. His defense is not that great where you can just elevate him over Nikola Jokic, who's one of the greatest offensive talents I've ever seen. That's like comparing Dirk and KG, right? Where we know KG is a phenomenal talent, phenomenal two-way player, but guess what? Dirk won a ring carrying his team. Offensive game was on another level. KG had to go all the way to Boston with a super team in order to win. And he wasn't the number one option. That was Paul Pierce. So don't give me all this, because his defense. That's not how it always works. Stephen Curry, people were debating Stephen Curry or LeBron for the best player in the world in 2016. Did they say, because did they look at, oh my God, Stephen Curry's defense? No, they were like, damn, this dude is so dominant offensively. Man, what? And he beat LeBron. He beat LeBron in the regular season. He beat him in the finals too. Did they just look at his defense? No. The media didn't care. Not at all. The only people that actually cared were Cleveland fans, LeBron James stands who were defending LeBron, and they were absolutely right about that. Those were the people that were really saying, hold on, wait a minute. You're just going to ignore that Curry? They got a high Curry? Those were the people that were saying that. So this notion that, Joel Embiid's better because of his defense, it just lets me know you don't know basketball. Dead ass. Like, you don't know, because there's more, because his defense is not just all worldly. He's not an all NBA, all defensive type of player. So stop getting me with this, oh, because of his defense. If he had Anthony Davis defensive talent, then we could have, okay, all right, Embiid's better than him. But he doesn't have that. He's a liability. Excuse me, my mic just fell real quick. All right. Anywho. But how you feel? How you feel about the comparison between Embiid and Jokic?
It's silly. It shouldn't even be a thing anymore. It's dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's over. Jokic is hands. He's just hands down better. It's not even really a debate anymore.
Mm-hmm. Because of that one, people were moved by that one game in the regular season. What was it, around January? Which it was a big game. It was on ESPN and stuff. But because of that one game, like, oh my God, Embiid is better than him, bruh.
Do you think that they need to start giving MVP awards after the playoffs?
No. I think it's a regular season award. I do think Embiid was the MVP, but
Yeah.
to say that Embiid is better than Jokic, I disagree. I don't respect that take at all. Like, it's clear as day you don't watch the game. There was a video on Twitter. Lisa Salter, she does sideline reporting for ESPN NBA, right? And she said, I think it was this season, she never watched Jokic play until this season when she did a game in Denver. So this is the stuff that I'm talking about with NBA media, some NBA media people, and that they don't watch the games. They're not really watching the games like that. They're doing their job. They have, because they have to. But are they really studying the game, watching the film? They're not. And the fact that she openly admitted that she's never seen Jokic play until this season when she had to do sideline reporting for the Nuggets, it just lets you know that a lot of these media members, they're not really, they don't love watching a game like that. They love the attention.
A lot of people don't watch. Just a lot of people in general they just don't watch Jokic play
Mm-hmm.
because it's a narrative that he's a liability on defense. That's not true. There's a narrative that he's lazy or he's out of shape. He's not out of shape. That man hustles literally for 40 minutes, night in, night out.
You know who Jokic is? I'm gonna give you a boxing comparison. He's Tyson Fury.
Yeah,
pretty much. Where it's like, okay, he doesn't look
he doesn't
look the part, but yo, you get in the ring against him, he gonna knock your ass out.
You gonna feel it.
He gonna cerebrally take you out, right? When like Joel Embiid is Deontay Wilder. He's flashy. He's a knockout artist. When you go against that other guy who's a technician in the way that he boxes, who's fundamentally sound, who's one of the greatest when it comes to just his ability to just box and stuff, to score, you're going to have a tough time. And that's what that's what Nikola Jokic reminds me of Tyson Fury, that his appearance doesn't look like the type of boxer that you want to sort of watch. But if you really watch the games, when you really study, you're like, damn, this guy is phenomenal.
Yep.
And the same was sort of, you could say the same thing was sort of applied a little bit to Tim Duncan, where I'm gonna be real, Tim Duncan was born to watch, but he was efficient in the way that he played. He was fundamentally sound, and I think with Jokic, I think he's more fun to watch than Tim Duncan, but he also gets that treatment where people aren't like racing to watch him on the screen because he doesn't jump out of the gym. He's not over expressive, he's not loud, he's not really talkative that much. And he doesn't shoot like logo threes like Steph, like Trey, like Lillard and stuff. So he doesn't have a handle like Curry, like Kyrie. He doesn't have that. He's just fundamentally sound. He's arguably the best passer in the league. He's efficient. And when you watch him, another thing that's funny is that I remember, I don't know if it was Gil's podcast, whatever podcast it was, but they were talking about how like they were comparing players and just when like Kobe Bryant scores, you like you get like it just ruins your confidence, right? Like you're afraid whenever he scores, but when like a guy like LeBron scores, you're just like, okay, like it's all right. Yeah, he scored on me, but I'm not. It doesn't like really sort of hurt my confidence when he scores. I feel like that could be a little bit like with Jokic, where when I'm watching him, he scores so gracefully. Like he scores like in a way that okay, he scored on me, but he's not gonna like tell you about it. He's not gonna talk trash afterwards. Him, Tim Duncan, Dirk, those guys. When he scores, when you're guarding him and he scores, it's like okay, whatever. But a guy like Joel Embiid, he's gonna try and embarrass you. Who else? There's the Kyrie, Steph, like those guys. They'll try and embarrass you. But with Jokic, he's just gonna be efficient. He's gonna get his hook. He's gonna get his, he's gonna just back down, get another layup. Like it's very methodical. It's very graceful. He's not gonna dunk on you or anything. It's not Giannis who's gonna scream in your face.
It's funny because it's like the guy. It's like yin and yang. The guy that you feel them buckets is on the same team. Jamal Murray, you gonna feel them buckets. You feel like you felt it. Like even Bruce Brown last night, that was the loudest 12 points I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, he only got 12 points. It seemed like he been killing them the whole night.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Because so Jokic is the sneaky guy. He gonna get his 30, but you looking like, dang, he got 30.
Because he's quiet with it.
But Jamal Murray get 25. It's like, whoa, he got 25.
Because he's gonna let you know. He's gonna scream. He's gonna be yapping. He's gonna be celebrating. Like Jokic doesn't do all that. He just score. All right, let's get back.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the pass. All right, let's get back.
It's like Kawhi too. You can tell he's going off, but it's like, okay, Kawhi getting his game off, but versus Paul George getting his game off, it's like, okay, yeah, okay.
But Kawhi, the thing with Kawhi though, he does. He's not gonna talk, but he gonna yam on you. And when he yams, that's kind of like, damn. Like when Kawhi, when he dunked on Giannis that one playoff series, it was like, damn. So Kawhi, although he doesn't talk because he's athletic, because he has the handles a little bit, he gonna try and embarrass you. But with Jokic and like Tim Duncan and those guys, they're just, they're fundamentally sound. The ball don't stop. He's like, they're basketball players, not hoopers per se. But they're basketball players, right? So him, that's just what he does. But yeah, he's a hooper. He's one of the greatest talents I've ever seen. And people, I was seeing this on Twitter where they were comparing this team to like 2011 Mavs in a way. I think they're a little bit better in the sense that the 2011 Mavs, they didn't have another guy like Jamal Murray.
True.
They didn't have they had old Jason Kidd. They had Sean Marion. They had Jason Terry. Jason Terry was good. He was okay, but he wasn't Jamal Murray. He wasn't going for like 37, 25 and a quarter. They had JJ Barea. They had what's that backup big. I don't think it was Brendan Haywood. It was I forgot who it was. They had like this backup big. I forgot his light skinned dude. I forgot his name. Oh, they have Devin Harris at I forget. But yeah, they had Caron Butler. He was out for the series, but they had him. So they had some dudes, but they didn't have like a Jamal Murray and stuff. But I do see similarities when it comes to Jokic's game, to Dirk's game, and yeah, the team just only having one superstar. I think this team, whoever comes out the West, I think they're winning the chip.
Yeah, I think so.
I think they're winning the chip because I think in this day and age with the Celtics, coaching matters. I know some players, former NBA players say, no, coaching doesn't matter. It's all about the players. I disagree. Like this playoffs right now, coaching matters. And looking at the Celtics, they have all this talent. They're not well coached and they're not ready. I think Lakers or Nuggets, they're battle tested. Nuggets, they played against a team with Devin Booker, with Kevin Durant. Lakers, they played against the Warriors with Curry, with Clay, with Poole, with Dre. They played against Ja, played against Jaren Jackson and them. And then if the Lakers do win, they played against Nikola Jokic. They played against that well-coached team. Those teams are going to be battle tested. While you look at the other end, I will say Miami Heat, that team is battle tested.
Yeah.
The Celtics, though, I don't want to disrespect Philly, but I don't like Philly doesn't have that sort of, they're frauds. They're frauds. And Celtics, they played the Hawks and gave up 2 games against them. So
with a coach that came in the middle of the year.
I don't know.
DeJounte Murray wasn't even playing one.
Yeah, I don't know how good I feel about the Celtics in this playoff run in this scenario. Matchups are important, but they just don't seem like a team that you can really trust when the chips are really on the line in the finals, because I think they will beat Miami just due they have too much talent. But when they play against Denver, nobody can hold Jokic. Nobody can handle Jokic. Not Horford, not Robert Williams, Jamal Murray. You put Smart on, like, I don't think Smart has been that great defensively this year. He hasn't been the same animal that he was last year. And even last year in the playoffs, he was disappointing. So, and then you have the Denver Nuggets 3-point shooting attack with Porter, with Brent Brown, with KCP. I don't see it.
That would be a horrible matchup for the Celtics going against the Nuggets, because they can put a 6'8" guy on Tatum.
Yes.
And that step back ain't gonna be as effective.
That's a great
separation,
point.
you can't rely on being 6'10", nearly 6'11", and getting that, and using your wingspan getting that to get that shot off. It's not gonna work.
That's a great point.
And then if they put Bruce Brown on Jaylen Brown, then
it's a great point. It's a great point. But they have no rim protection, but it doesn't matter when
Jokic's gonna eat.
When Jason Tatum's taking step back jumpers every time down the floor, so it doesn't really matter. And then Jaylen Brown, he's just dribbling all over the place. It doesn't really matter when you're doing those stupid things. But
playmaker is coming off the bench still.
Right. Talking about Malcolm Brogdon. Yep, you're absolutely right about that. And since he's coming off the bench, he's not going to get as many minutes because of Marcus Smart.
You know, Marcus Smart had 10 assists that first.
He did. I was like, that's why I fell asleep. I was like, you're letting him go off? Like, what are we doing? I'm like, really? 10 assists? But then they woke up. So I was like, bet, okay, all right. But man, I don't want to see a Nuggets Heat finals. I'm sorry.
I watch it. I like it. Someone new get in the ring. Finally.
No, bro. No.
Finally, a new star get in the ring.
That's like San Antonio versus the Pistons. No, bro.
I'll watch it.
No, I'll watch it too, but I'm gonna be mad.
I mean, of course you're gonna be mad because your Lakers is right there.
I'm gonna be like, oh my god.
This is good for the sport.
That is bad for the sport.
That's good for the sport.
That is terrible for the sport.
New
players. You want to see the Knicks 1999 version of the Knicks and the Spurs. Like, nobody trying to see that. The ratings are gonna be terrible.
I don't care about the ratings. I like basketball.
Okay, bro. All right, whatever. Bro,
I like basketball.
That would be terrible.
Enjoy the fact just because the Celtics and the Lakers aren't in. I would love that final just off that fact.
The ratings will be so god awful. Oh my god, it would be so bad.
Good.
Who is the refs for Game 3? I want to know. Who's the refs for Game 3? We need Scott Foster.
Stop it.
Come on.
Y'all gonna win Game 3 no matter who refs.
Scott Foster, please show up for Game 3 or Game 4. Preferably Game 4.
So that they're begging for refs.
I'm just playing. But I'm just trolling. I'm just trolling because all these. Because you and other people like, oh my god, the NBA is trying to get LA Celtics finals. Like, all right, bro.
That's going to be a terrible series.
What? How?
You see the way Jason Tatum, you see the way y'all been playing?
Bro, we're down 0-2 right now. What you mean?
And y'all been playing bad. Y'all, at least Game 2, y'all played bad.
Oh, my God. That would be a great series. I don't know what you're talking about.
It'd be a lot of bonehead basketball being played.
Oh my God, it'll probably go to 7. It'll probably go to 7 that
It
series.
ain't gonna be 7 full games of good basketball.
Oh my God, you're crazy. You're crazy. The 2 times they played each other in the regular season, it was close. Well, actually, that's because we had Westbrook in this. But guess what? We not getting hold. If we do go to finals, we're not getting hold by Eric Lewis again. We're not getting hold by those refs again. That was the worst no call I've ever seen. That was the worst no call. Yes, I'm still talking about that today. Yes, I'm talking about a call that happened back in December. That was the worst no call. I think so. Yep, that was in December. That was the worst no call I've ever seen in the NBA. LeBron got hold. That's why the NBA had to make the call and say we got to give LeBron, LeBron and Lakers got to give them the calls because this is ridiculous because we getting hold.
At least you recognize that the call was made. Some people denying it.
There was no call. Well, I mean, honestly,
there was
a call made. I think the Lakers. They made it. They were like, "Hey, league, this is getting ridiculous." And by the trade deadline, they were like, "Okay, we'll fine. We'll help you out. We hear your cries," and that's what happened. But at the end of the day, we are driving to the basket. We are. It's not like we're not, getting the fouls earned or anything like that. Like we're actually driving to the paint. We're actually driving to the basket. We're not the Warriors who are just settling for shots. Like, you know what I mean? And and another thing. I'm hearing all this chirping from the Nuggets. Mike Malone.
He's right, though.
Jamal Murray. I'm hearing all this chirping. Okay. Keep chirping. Poke the bear.
Oh, bro.
Every series, we just be chilling.
D'Lo was not chilling.
We were just chilling. We haven't said anything. All of a sudden, other teams want to talk.
Definitely running his mouth.
All these teams want to talk. Why? Grizzlies want to talk. Oh, LeBron. Oh, Dylan Brooks. Man, I poke bears. I don't respect him until he dropped 40. Okay, well, guess what? You lost by 40. Next round. Oh, Steve Kerr not getting all the calls he wants from the refs. Man, get out of here, bro. Anybody ain't trying to hear that. All this chirping, man. Just why you want to just talk like that?
What did Mike Malone say that was wrong? All he said was the media ain't covering them the same way they would cover the Lakers. And he also said specialists don't play in the playoffs.
I love it. Keep chirping, man. Keep chirping. Keep talking. Game 3, we'll see what happens. You guys want to poke the bear? Okay. All right. I see what happens when you're up 2-0. Like to talk.
No,
bro. When you down 0-2, I don't hear none of that.
They weren't down 0-2.
I'm just saying when teams are up, they want to talk, but when they down, they get real quiet. So we'll see. Let's see what happens when we go. If we get this to 2-2, let me see if you still have that same energy.
He will.
I want to see it perfectly because this right here, this is going to motivate. This motivates players, specifically a player.
Wanting to win is good enough of a one in a win isn't a good enough motivator. They gotta hear people say words to get motivated. I don't want them players on my team. You should just want to win in order to, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, man, they're already motivated, but it helps to, have a little bit more motivation. I mean, there's a guy by the name of, Mr. 23 that, in the game, he was missing shots, but then all of a sudden the players started talking to him, saying you off tonight, and guess what? He starts exploding. So, and he's considered
Jordan's
the GOAT.
A psychopath.
And he's considered the GOAT. Oh, he's a psychopath, but you just see him one of those players. See, like, sometimes you just need extra motivation. Sometimes you're not all the way locked in and somebody says something to you and guess what? It unlocks a next level that you didn't think you had. And so keep talking, Mike Malone. I'm ready. I'm ready for game 3. I can't wait for Saturday because I know the Lakers are going to show up. I know.
Of course, the league can't let y'all go down 3-0. That'd be terrible.
All the Lakers have to do is win one game in Denver. One game.
Y'all, that shot was last night.
Can you give me one game? Can you give me one? I need one.
It might have to come down to possibly winning the game 7, and I don't like the odds on that.
All I need is one. One more LeBron. One more Anthony Davis. One more, just one road game. Protect home court. The Nuggets, they did their job. They protected home court. Now we got to do our job. Protect home court, win 3 games at home, and give me one on the road.
You know, it's kind of
Give me one.
far-fetched to believe that the Lakers win the next 4 out of 5 games. That sounds far-fetched.
Do you know who's on the team? Do you know who we're talking about? LeBron James. Do you know he's
38.
come down
with the bum ankle and foot, and Anthony Davis, who can't put 2 good games back to back.
Steve Kerr was 19-0 in Western Conference Series. LeBron James, 38 years old, broke the streak. Teams are like 6 in whatever percentage when it comes to being down 0-2. LeBron James had 07, 2008. Those teams came back 0-2,
How old
won
was
the
LeBron
series.
in them series?
I think 2018 he was like 33.
Oh, you said 2018.
Yeah, 2007, 2018, down 0-2, came back, won the series.
Is you saying LeBron can turn the clock back to 2018?
I'm going to say that he's going to get his team motivated. He's going to make sure to, I guess, turn back the clock to 20. He don't even have to turn back the clock to 2018. He could turn back the clock to 2020. He's going to turn back the clock to 2020. He's going to get the job done. And we're going to win 4 out of 5. We're going to get this job. We're going to get the job done. We're going to win one in Denver.
It's going to be a remarkable feat.
It will be.
You're going to have to take some a little extra help, if you get what I mean.
Oh yeah, man. You can say whatever you can put the 10-4 hat all you want to, but at the end of the day, this season has been all about overcoming the odds. We had a 0.02% chance of making the playoffs, starting 2-10, 2 wins, 10 losses, but we still made the playoffs. We were the 7th seed, and yet we're in the Western Conference Finals. Think about that for a second. We are down 0-2. Only 6 teams have ever gone back 0-2 and win a series. LeBron was on 2 of those teams. He can do it again. This team is not invincible. All we have to do is execute when the chips are on the line. And if we do that, if both of the star players show up like they're supposed to, we'll win the series. So I'm confident. This is a must-win game 3. I hate when the media tries to decide what is a must-win. Like every time a team loses game 1, it's like, oh my God, is this a must-win game 2? They don't know. They keep trying to define what a must-win is. A must-win is where if you lose this game, you're pretty much screwed. If we lose game 3, the season's over. That's a must-win.
Y'all will win game 3, and I think pretty convincingly too.
Game 2 is not a must-win.
Game 4 is going to be the most important game.
And what have we done in the past 2 series? We've won game 4. It's time.
You haven't played a team as good as the Nuggets.
You're absolutely right, but we did beat the defending champions. We did. I mean, Steve Kerr is a hell of a coach. Steve Kerr.
A lot of Warriors fans want him gone.
Well, they're dumb. Those are dumb Warriors fans. Steve Kerr is a top 3 coach in the NBA, and we were able to get him out of there. Like he was 19-0 in Western Conference Series. So I mean, that's pretty damn good. Hall of Fame coach, top 15 coach all time. Like, I mean, that's pretty impressive to me. I don't know how you feel about it, but I think that's a remarkable achievement, in my opinion. You beat Steph, you beat Clay, you beat Jordan Poole. I mean, shoot.
Should have said you beat Steph. That was literally the only dude that showed up every game.
I'm just saying, like, well, he showed up because we made it to where the other guys weren't going to show up. Got to give credit to the Lakers defense. But anywho, Trying to remember what else. Oh, Victor. So Victor Wembanyama, right? The lottery. I think we talked.
That was some of the most fixed stuff I've ever seen in my life.
So here. So San Antonio, they won the lottery, and they're gonna draft Victor Wembanyama. Your reaction to the lottery? I know you just said a little bit, but just a little bit more. How you feel?
That was probably some of the most obviously, like it just lined up a little all too well.
Mm-hmm.
Victor Wembanyama played for a team coached by Tony Parker and friends. Then he moved to another team that's the GM or something. Is Boris Diaw.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, then he says he wants to go to the Spurs. And then lo and behold, the Spurs get the number one pick.
Yep.
Granted, it was even odds for the top three teams.
I think
top
so.
five,
Yeah.
something
Top
like
three.
that.
Top three. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, but like, come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I mean, it makes sense though, because if it was fixed, I'm not mad because him on the Rockets.
Hey, that would be. Hey, that would be fire.
Not probably put butts in seats, but not for development. Probably not. You put him with a coach like Pop.
I mean, if he's that talented,
who's coached the Tim Duncans and the David
but
Robinson.
Ime Udoka is the coach though.
Rome wasn't built in wasn't built overnight.
I'm just saying, like, let's not act like the Rockets have been the worst organization like these past 10 years. They made a conference finals in 2018. They made the playoffs for a lot of years.
James Harden possibly coming.
No, they're not gonna re-sign James Harden. They're not gonna sign James Harden. That'd be crazy. I'm absolutely sure. That'd be insane. You drafted Jalen Green. You got Kevin Porter Jr. Why would you get James Harden? James Harden, this is not James Harden from 2018. This is James Harden 2023. Did you not watch the playoffs? Like, why would you give him a 4-year deal? The dude is literally going to come back. He's going to turn into Gilbert Arenas after he got his $100 million deal. A bad influence. That's what James Harden is going to be. And so I would love to see Victor Wembanyama with that young core. I don't know how Sengun, how he will work with him because, I think he's the center. And he has they comparing him to like Jokic a little bit. He has some Jokic in him. I don't know. I don't know why you looking at it. No, if you watch some of his game, it reminds you a little bit of Jokic. Like, I'm not saying he's going to turn into Jokic, but his game is sort of like has some similarities. I don't know how they would sort of function together, but if Wembanyama is that talented, I feel like any team he goes to, he's going to just develop into a great player.
I think the Spurs is the best fit.
He is. I agree because of just there's not a lot of media attention. They're not a big brand. Sure, they won championships, but look at Tim Duncan. Nobody talks about Tim Duncan. So I think from just the fact that he's in an organization where there's not going to be a lot of media attention on him every single night. Sure, they say they have these high expectations for him, but if he was like in New York or LA or Houston, stuff like that, every night you're gonna see him like, oh, what is Victor doing? Like, I'm telling you, just like with Paulo, just like with other guys like Zion in the past, they're gonna go to these teams and they're gonna be out of sight, out of mind. We're just gonna be talking about the playoff teams. And yeah, he's gonna have a chance to develop. He's gonna have a chance to just learn from Pop, Tim Duncan, David Robinson, potentially how to play the big man game. And I can't wait. He's going to have to put on some weight. He's very skinny. That's a problem, especially an 82 game season.
Yep.
But it'll be very interesting just how he sort of develops. They're saying he's the best prospect ever.
No. His ceiling, definitely.
I say there's a legitimate argument to be made. He's the best prospect ever.
Okay.
For his size, he could dribble, he can shoot.
Yeah. 7'5".
I'm just saying. Now, is he the most polished coming out? I would say LeBron was the most polished prospect coming out. But in terms of just like a overall, like a prospect, I think he is the best prospect to come out. Him and LeBron, If you want to debate him and LeBron, go have it. Like if you say LeBron, okay, but a legitimate argument could be made. Now, another player, Scoot Henderson, he could be he's a wild card in all of this for the simple fact that we don't know how long Victor is going to last in the league because he's so skinny. His frame, Scoot Henderson he could turn out to be better than Victor. I wouldn't be surprised because just the way that he's built, his game, his mentality, Charlotte would be dumb to select Brandon Miller over Scoot Henderson. They would be stupid because this guy right here.
Ain't Scoot a PG?
Yep.
So they don't have two PGs on the court at the same time?
He's 6'4" though. And do the swole too? Like, dude, not no little dude. Man,
Just
what?
trade that pick to the Wizards and we'll make something happen.
I'm telling you, they'd be dumb to just.
So Portland, man, Portland needs to trade with us. We'll send you Bradley Beal, and you give us the pick. I don't know where the $50 million gonna come from on y'all end, but let's make it happen. We need a reset franchise with Scoot Henderson as the star player.
Man, Scoot got that midi too. Oh my
Yep.
God, he might be the next D Rose, but better because he's like 6'4". He's swole as hell. Oh my God, like yes. Don't make the mistake that Golden State made, where they just draft for need instead of just drafting best overall player.
Draft for need in the top 5. That's crazy.
That's what they did. They drafted for need because they wanted Wiseman, and I'm like, LaMelo's right there.
After the back to basket big, that is, bro.
Because they thought he could stretch the floor. Because I think I don't know if it was in Memphis or whatever, but I think I saw some footage of him stretching the floor. But he barely played in college, and LaMelo was right there. But they said no. We had Klay Thompson, and guess what? Klay Thompson hasn't been the same since he tore his ACL. So, but yeah, Scoot. It's this draft is really Wembanyama. Okay, consolation prize, Scoot Henderson, and everybody else.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. Brandon Miller is,
Right.
he's okay, but he doesn't move the needle to me like that much. Like NCAA tournament, he didn't move the needle at all. He had that one great game after that incident. After that happened, he dropped like 40 or something the next game or something. Besides that, I mean, what is he? Jarrett Culver? Like what is he? Like really? This draft, I don't know any of these players besides the two guys.
I know a few of the people that could go top 10. That's about it.
Yeah, like it's not much guys you look to and you're like, man, these guys could be great.
And that is a problem with the NBA draft.
Well, it's this year. It's this year specifically because with the draft with Scotty Barnes, the guy from
Evan
Cleveland, Evan Mobley, and then it was some other guys as well. I forgot who else was in the draft, but that draft was pretty good. But after that draft, you know what I mean? Like it's not this year. It's really top heavy. Like it's really the top two guys, and then everybody else is just it's a scrap shoot. You have to like literally pray that the player you draft turns out to be really good. You're hearing Portland, they're saying we're shopping our pick because
They want to build around Dame.
who you gonna get, Brent? Like
they're gonna get Bradley Beal and they're gonna accept it.
No.
Get Bradley Beal, give us Anthony.
What they need to do is trade Dame. What the hell?
Yeah.
Trade him already. What are you waiting for?
Let the bad organization do bad organization things.
They need to just trade Dame. It's just dumb, like because I have a feeling Charlotte's gonna select. They're gonna select Brandon Miller. I have a strong feeling. Yes. I have a strong feeling they're gonna select Brandon Miller just because they have LaMelo, because Charlotte's a terrible organization. And so Portland's gonna have the third pick and probably get Scoot, trade Dame,
Yeah, he needs to
Ha-
trade Dame and get Scoot.
trade Dame, right, and then draft Scoot. That way, build around Scoot. Have a bunch of young guys, Chauncey Billups. You can develop guys, everything. Not have that sort of pressure to have to win now per se. Put Dame in like the Knicks. Put Dame in with the Nets or something, or Philly, and just go from there because you're just running in circles. Like you're just doing the same stuff over and over them, but just with different names. You can't do that. You can't do that at all. They're just not gonna win. And Dame just trying to troll on Twitter and stuff, talking about, oh, if the fans want me to go do a petition or something, like, dude, just shut up, man. Nobody trying to hear that. We know you capping. We know you lying. So yeah, Victor Wembanyama, I expect him to be great. Oh yeah. How you feel about Chris Broussard's comments about Victor Wembanyama?
He the one who said that if he doesn't have a career like MJ or LeBron, it's a failure.
If he has a career like KD, AD, Hakeem, it's a failure. It's a disappointment.
What? No. First of all, AD mentioned with Hakeem and is crazy. Like Hakeem should not be mentioned with KD and AD because in my eyes, Hakeem is a top 10 player all time.
Mm-hmm.
He's the dream.
He's the dream.
Yeah,
Yep, that's his name. Yep.
They ain't got. I mean, they ain't got no other nicknames for AD like that. Besides
the
Disney.
unibrow, the
I
brow.
haven't heard him be called that since like 2018.
I know, since the Pelican
I forgot
days.
he even had a unibrow.
Yeah, because people, they looking at him different.
Now he called Street Clothes. That's his new nickname, Street Clothes.
Thank you, Charles Barkley.
Yeah, that was a silly comment. A top 10, top 15 player all time is a disappointment. Are you kidding me? Why should he have to live up to the expectations y'all put on him?
I hope he's not on Twitter. I hope he's not on Instagram. Because, oh my gosh, the amount of just expectations.
So they're gonna flood us. So and so better. Some rookie drafted 10th is better.
I just don't understand, like, how. I get it. Okay, he's arguably the best prospect ever. That doesn't mean that he should be negated to just, oh, well, if he doesn't turn out to be Kareem, LeBron level, MJ level, he's a disappointment. Did we say that about Trevor Lawrence?
That's what I was just about to say. We don't do that in the NFL. Like, they don't do that in the NFL. Like, when Bryce Young got drafted, nobody said, if he doesn't end up like Russell Wilson, he's a fail. Like, no one says that stuff.
Like, Trevor Lawrence, people, I remember when he came out, they were saying, oh my God, he's arguably the greatest quarterback prospect ever, over Andrew Luck, over John Elway. And I'm like, damn, this dude is getting so much hype. But guess what? They let them play. They don't say, oh my God, he's such a disappointment. And when they see that he's improving, what do? They praise him. They don't say, oh, well, he should be better. Oh, why isn't he already this good? You know what I mean? Let's just allow them to play and we'll critique their game.
Yep.
That's it. Not, can he live up to being LeBron level, Michael Jordan level? Like, that's not how it is. It's toxic. It's really toxic. So, I reacted to it on Instagram, on YouTube, and a lot of people there's a lot of just controversy around the whole situation, the whole argument and stuff, because they were like, well, some people believe, well, he's not wrong because they are saying he's the greatest prospect ever, but your circumstances dictate how successful you're going to be at the end of the day. You could be averaging 35, but your team stinks.
Yep.
So is that his fault? You could be averaging 35. He could be averaging like 30 for like 5 years straight, but his team doesn't make the finals. Is that his fault? Like, seriously. So I'll go get the door real quick. All right. Well, actually, matter of fact, we can end it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we can end it right now. But yeah, thank you guys for checking out the podcast. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.